So welcome to the Full Metal Alchemist panel. Oh, sorry, wrong theme song. Yeah, you know what we're going to do is we're going to buy them some valuable time. So while they're working the tech out, because she's got some really cool scenes to play and stuff, so while they're doing that, we want to talk with you guys. So let me introduce you. I've never gotten to do this before.
You lie.
I do not lie. Let me introduce you to my favorite mechanic on the planet. Give it up for Caitlin Glass, Winry! I love you, Winry.
Hi, Vancouver. This is totally rad. I've never been to Vancouver.
This is a beautiful city, you guys.
It is. It's great to be here. I'm a huge fan of Canada, so go Canada. It's true. I say it every time I come to Canada.
Do you say, go Canada, my home and something, something, something patriot dream, la 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 la.
Oh, Canada. That's it. That's all we know. Good night, everybody.
This went really well. I think we had
Yeah. Please rise. Singing of the national anthem.
I used to sing the national anthem for a lot of Major League Baseball games down in the States. Sometimes Houston, Texas Rangers, different Houston Astros. And one time, the guy that was in charge of the national anthem said, "Vic, do you know the Canada national anthem?"
Oh, they're playing the
like,
Blue Jays.
Yeah, because they were playing one of your teams, and so I had to learn it, and I sang it for you, really.
I want to do that.
Okay.
So.
So let's talk about Full Metal Alchemist. Let's talk about Tim Hortons.
Are you our guard? Is that why you're standing?
If you want to lay down flat on the platform, you can do that.
Are you blocking anyone's view over there? Yes, she says, the lovely lady with the green hair.
Yes, the Vulcan girl.
Sorry, I was concerned about. They're like, where's the lady in the front row? I can't see.
There's a cyborg in front of me. You look awesome, by the way. So let's. Yes, the coffee alchemist. It's the caffeine alchemist.
Yeah, if I ever do have to sing "Oh Canada" and I forget the words, I'm just gonna turn it into an ode to Tim Hortons.
Okay, let's talk about anything you guys want to talk about until they get the tip.
Dude,
I don't want to talk about them. I want to see them.
I thought they'd forgotten about that.
No, it never dies.
You know, for some of them, they were like embryos when that joke started.
Yeah, some of you weren't born when we made that joke, the original miniskirt joke. But does anyone have a question? Is Crystal Russo in the front row? I do.
Move?
Full Metal movie?
Oh, I'm like, ever? Favorite of the Full Metal movies? Well? Do you have a favorite, Vic?
I do.
Vic, what's yours?
You know what? Don't hate. I loved Conqueror of Shambhala. I did. And you know why I loved it? I'll even tell you why. I'm going to buy you time to think. I love the historical element. I love how it was set in that historical period in Earth's history. I always have loved shows or movies that like injected people from another time and place into a historical point in history. I love when they did that on Star Trek. And so I really loved it to see Ed and Al in a different time period. The other thing that I really loved about Conquer of Shambhala was the scene where Ed and Al and Mustang defeat the bad guys, and then Ed cuts the wing off the plane, and they start drifting away, and they start separating, and Al, yeah, and, Al is like, what are you doing, and Ed's like, I've got to close the gate on my side, and you need to close it on this side, Al, and Aaron's performance was so wonderful, and you could just hear the sobbing in his voice, and he's like, don't go, brother, I just got you back, don't leave me, and then he says something, and it's funny that you're here, because he said something. Do you realize that all throughout the original series, Ed always took Winry for granted, right?
No, I never realized that.
Well, it's true. It's true. He never thanks her, you know what I mean? He always kind of assumes she's going to take care of things for him. And at that moment, when they're separating and drifting away, and Al says, what about Winry? She's going to miss you too. And Ed said something that I just got so choked up when I recorded the line. Ed said, tell her I said thanks. She always made the best. Finally, finally he was gonna say thank you to her, and that she was always so wonderful to him and was always there for him. I love that. I love that movie. That's my favorite.
Well, Winry would have liked it better if you stayed with her.
Conquer of Shambhala under the sheets.
Everything I'm thinking is for a late night panel. I don't know that I can actually answer that question, because in Shambhala it ends so poorly for Winry, honestly. And then in Sacred Star Milos, she's just sort of, hi, bye, she just shows up and they rescue her or something, and then, okay, see you later. So she doesn't seem to be a real pivotal part of the movies. I think what I loved doing more was the OVAs. Those are really silly and fun. Both sets. The ones from the first one where they have the little cast party and Winry's drunk on sake. That's pretty great.
You really do drunk very well.
Thanks. Thank you.
Oh, what's your favorite, Crystal? Sacred Star of Milos? Oh, that's true. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
It is cool when the world kind of gets to expand. I think that's why people like the movies and just additional stuff.
My favorite part of the Sacred Star of Milos was when Ed gets lowered down into the garbage heap. It's like, oh my gosh, this is really a great movie. Who's got another question? Yes, in the red shirt.
What was your favorite episode?
Oh man, that is really difficult. You're asking us to choose. You're asking us to choose over, let's see, 62 and 51 is 100 and a lot. I was a theater major, not a math major. It's hard. I don't think that I just have one favorite. Sorry, you probably want a one favorite. Do you have a one?
No.
No, see, okay, good. I don't feel so bad.
It's hard.
It's
hard
totally
to have a
hard.
favorite episode. Who asked that question? What's your favorite episode?
My favorite sound was really, really wow. It's the episode when Ed and Al go see that doctor who has to pass his state out meeting.
Wait, is that a spoiler? Is that what you guys are going?
God damn.
Oh, Tucker! Oh yeah, with his daughter Nina? Nina! I'm sorry, graphic moment. Next time on Full Metal Alchemist. It's too late, brother. She's a pancake now.
She's syrup.
Okay, you know what? I have several favorites. I love from the original series, I love Full Metal versus Flame. In case those of you are a little unclear on which one that was, that's the one where Ed kicks Roy's ass. Right?
I had a sound bite from that. It was the startup sound on my computer and it was the one that I'm gonna take off your feet and stick them on your head. It was you screaming it.
That's what you know what I discovered after the fact? So many of some of the funniest lines were all in that episode.
Yeah.
You know, that's I even think the dog, Royal Canine, how we salute thee. I think that may even be in that episode. And you know, the whole, there's so many funny lines.
Hughes stuff is in that one too?
Yeah. My favorite one, my favorite line from that is when Ed and Al are down on the battlefield, and Ed's like, "This is a great day, Al. The day when I get to punch this damn face and get some respect." And cute little Aaron's like, "What's your strategy, brother?" And Ed's like, "I told you! I'll fist in his face!" That's my favorite.
Okay, I'm going to pick a question. I'm going to pick the one in the farthest back. What's the weirdest question you've ever had from a fan? I try to block those out. I'm pretty successful at it, in fact. Weird. You know, don't take this the wrong way, but we're all a bunch of weirdos, right? So the majority of questions are kind of weird. You know, if they aren't asking something specific, tell us about this episode or what's your favorite about that. It's just sometimes just weird things.
I find the questions about Full Metal Alchemist character pairings a little weird. But no, I nothing super weird. There are other questions that I've been asked weird outside of the Full Metal genre of subject matter, but this is a Full Metal panel, so we're going to keep it Full Metal here.
Nice and full metal-y.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sweetheart.
Rose time.
Next to the doctor.
Is there any particular moment in your series where you realize this is a great trait for Ed? I wish I could be more like him. Or is there any particular trait where you read, God, I absolutely hate this work?
There were a lot of those.
I'm thinking.
You know what? I love that little pipsqueak. I never imagined when we started Full Metal that it would be such an amazing show. You know, when we did Full Metal, when we started that show, I had probably already done at least 50 or 60 anime series. So
I've done like 2.
I didn't think anything would, I didn't really expect it to be much different than anything else that I'd done. And within 5 or 6 episodes, I was like, whoa, I love this show so much and the characters so much. And in fact, time for a shameless plug. Shortly after we started recording the first series, I came up with this idea. I was so jazzed by Full Metal Alchemist that I wanted to cosplay. And so I thought, okay, now obviously there has to be some plausible reason why a grown man like me would be cosplaying as this midget. And so I came up with this story idea, and then I thought, you never see voice actors much cosplaying as their characters. So I talked to some of the other voice actors from Full Metal, and we all got together one weekend in Houston, Texas, and we made something called Full Metal Fantasy.
Cold weekend.
She's in it, and voice actors cosplaying as their characters, live action, and the only time you could ever see this was at conventions. Occasionally I would show it at a convention, but it wasn't online, It wasn't for sale anywhere. You couldn't see it anywhere. And just a few weeks ago, I released a new live concert DVD, a live music concert, and I show it at my concerts. So I thought, well, if I'm going to make a concert DVD, I should probably make this part of it. So it's now available on the live concert DVDs, and if you guys want to see some pure nerdgasm fun times from voice actors cosplaying as their characters, you need to check it out. You'll enjoy it. How about you?
Did you say rhetorical characteristics or something?
No, I just kind of got off topic there.
Yeah, all right, it's all good. We'll get back to you.
I love Ed's allegiance to his brother. I'm an only child,
As am I.
and if I could have any kind of a sibling, I would have loved to have had a younger brother. I mean, younger sisters are cool, older sisters are cool, older brothers are cool, but to have a younger brother would have been my first choice. So Aaron kind of became like a little brother. And when we started doing conventions together, he was this cute little 12-year-old kid who couldn't even write his name, and he's signing.
It took so long to write his name.
Right? OMG, you guys.
We would sit. Right?
He was like penmanship class. And I was like, for the love of God.
How do you write R in cursive, brother?
So we went, you know what, were you there? We went to an Italian restaurant where they have the butcher paper on the table and they give you crayons and stuff and you can write on the table, right? So
It's very
Aaron
Italian.
and I went to this place, his mom was there, whatever. And Aaron's like, will you show me how to sign my name fast? I was like, yes, watch. A, D, that's all you need to do. And he sat there, what I wouldn't give for that piece of butcher paper. He sat there and practiced his name at dinner, and it's so funny to see him sign his name now.
You still can't read it now.
But that was my favorite characteristic of Ed, was his love for his brother.
Winry, I love her because she doesn't hold anything back emotionally or whatever she's thinking. Maybe it's because she doesn't see Ed and Al that much, so when they do show up, she just unloads on them, Ed specifically. And I wish that I could do that. My husband's probably glad that I don't. But no, I just mean in life, I think the ability to understand the things that you're feeling and your frustrations and not be afraid to voice them and communicate them to someone is something you have to learn. And maybe it's because, like Vic, I didn't have siblings. So I didn't really pick fights with siblings or have issues at home that I had to deal with. And I love that Winry, she just tells it like it is. This is how I'm feeling, this is what you're doing, this is not okay. And that's pretty rad. The guys in the room are like, no, not rad.
No,
It's not.
Please, no. You want to pick somebody?
I hear like a 3DS. By the way, street past me, okay? How about the Green Lantern shirt? Is it a Green Lantern shirt? It's just green. It's just green. Pardon me. What inspired us?
Question.
Okay. Inspired us.
You know what? I was never... When people ask me that question, they're always a little put off by my answer because I never expected to be a voice actor. I loved acting. Since I was a little boy, I was involved in acting. Anything I could get my hands on. I literally used to go to drama camps. You know how they have like summer camps where you go and you shoot archery and you make crafts and pottery. I went to an acting, like a drama camp where they taught us all of the elements of theater. We would study lighting and then building sets and props and costumes and acting, and then at the end of the week we would put on a show for the parents. I would get involved in school productions, in church plays, in community theater, anything I could do to act. Never even occurred to me to be a voice actor. And about 13 or 14 years ago, I was working on a video production in Houston, Texas, and a friend of mine said, hey, you get a lot of acting experience, don't you? And I said, yeah. And he said, you ought to go and audition for this place in town called ADV Films. They buy these Japanese shows and they dub them into English, and they're looking for actors. Cool, that sounds fun. So I went and auditioned, and I got cast. The first role I ever played was Vega in Street Fighter 2. And it was really weird because I didn't expect anything to even ever come of it. You know, I didn't ever know what would ever come of it. But it's been like the greatest blessing of my life, and I never expected it or planned for it. But I kind of stumbled into voice acting.
Similarly, I did not set out to become a voice actress, though from a very young age I was inspired by voice actors, namely by Disney princesses. That's cheesy, but I grew up thinking pretty much that I was Ariel and wanting to prove it to everybody or anyone who would listen. Okay, so prove it. So I mimicked a lot of the cartoons and things that I would watch when I was young, princess voices and things like that. And then I watched anime through high school and in college, and I started, even then just for fun, like repeating after voices that I was hearing. And magically one day, I saw during the credits of some show I was watching on TV that Funimation was located in Fort Worth, Texas. And I went, huh, so am I. That's interesting. And wouldn't it be cool to work for them? And that's pretty much, I left it at that. And then a friend, a church friend, got a job at Funimation as an engineer and gave me a tour, and on the tour I was given an audition on the spot, and then I was cast, and the rest is history. So, that's that.
But for those of you that are interested yourselves, you will find that the singular commonality in almost every voice actor is that they've studied acting. They've been very, very involved in theater. Some even have like degrees through college in theater acting. And so if you're interested in voice acting, develop your skills as an actor first and foremost. Yes, my colonial friend.
Is he a pirate?
Yes. Every once in a while, me and my friends watch through the blooper reel.
There's a blooper reel?
Every single time, it's hilarious. So I was wondering if you guys have any specific favorite bloopers.
There's a blooper reel? I didn't even know. Is it on like the last disc or something?
Where is it to be found? YouTube. They must have gotten it off a disc somewhere.
Last one.
Last
On the
Blu-ray.
last-
Thank you, voice from that general vicinity. Thank you, Canada.
I'd like to thank Paul Revere for reminding us of the blooper reel. You know what? This is not on the blooper reel. I'm quite sure. Because it's rather profane.
Like your ears.
So when we started Brotherhood, as you all know, Aaron Dismuke was not able to reprise his role as Al because he grew up. He went from brother to brother. So he didn't really work as much, yeah.
Aaron Dismuke is the
Alphonse Smash! So they cast this wonderful girl named Maxie Whitehead. She did an amazing job. But this is the best part. You were even in this scene. In one of the very first episodes of Brotherhood, I went in to record, and Maxie had already recorded. So her lines were already recorded. So whenever I had the headphones on and I'm dubbing Ed's lines, I could hear everyone else that had recorded. Winry had recorded, Maxie had recorded, Al. So there's this scene where Ed and Al are walking away from Winry's house, and Winry goes, "Don't forget to come back. Auntie Panaco's making stew." And the camera angle, it cuts to this shot, and Ed and Al are walking away with their backs to the camera, and Al turns around and goes, "Yay, stew!" 2 flaps. Yay, stew! Now remember, I didn't really know Maxie Whitehead that well yet. This was brand new. And I'm still getting used to like Maxie's voice as Alphonse, my cute, little, innocent, adorable baby brother. I wanted. Okay, right. So I'm getting ready to, and Ed had the line right after Al. So Al turns around and goes, "Yay, Stu!" And then Ed turns around and goes something like, "See ya," right? So I'm getting ready to go, "See ya." You know what's coming, don't you? So they start to record. Boop, boop, boop. And right before I say my "see ya," I hear Maxie go, "F yeah!" The F dash 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 word. I was speechless. My little brother just dropped the F-bomb. So from that point on, I knew that Maxie was freaking cool and funny, very funny girl.
Yeah.
And I doubt that's on the bloopers. No way, really?
Did they bleep it? Funimation. Oh, McFarlane.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when we recorded those things. Is it like and he talks to each of the actors? There's a little interview. Oh.
What you are about to hear may not be suitable for all.
And does not reflect the opinions of
That's-
Funimation or its parent company. How are we doing over there? They
Okay.
worked really hard on this thing, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, I think the Homestuck person
Thank you.
is better being good.
Do the voices.
Okay, I picked someone. Next question. That's the voice.
Behold my beautiful artistic alchemy!
Yes, it is my last. You just said the voices, so we're doing like any
Oh,
voice.
yeah, you didn't say what voices.
Anna Fellows? Are you dressed as Hannah from Like Butler? No. Yes, gray hair and a bow.
No, I'm Belarus from Italia.
Oh, I can't see your costume. I just see the hair.
What is your question?
Yeah, what's your question?
Did you correct the voice acting for first fight against Creed or fight against Creed and Brotherhood?
Against who?
Creed.
Greed.
Oh, I like, yeah, there he is.
Ladies, he's single. Actually, I don't know if you are, dude, but you may have a parade of women following you around.
I really enjoyed
You never know.
I really enjoyed the first fight. I really enjoyed the first fight with Greed.
How about Chris Patton? Yeah?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
And the reason I enjoyed it was because I think Ed wasn't expecting to be able to kill him. You know, I mean, that's not Ed's thing. You know, you guys probably figured that out. He doesn't like killing people. He doesn't want to have to do that. And I think he was fighting without kind of expecting, which is kind of dumb, but he's a naive kid in some ways. You know, he didn't really think that he would ever be able to kill this guy. The guy would give up, or he would beat him up, and the guy would quit, or whatever. But when he actually ended up killing him, I think it really impacted Ed, deeply affected him. So anyway, that was why I like that one. You pick something?
I like the second one, but it's because I directed it. Okay. Or part of it. I remember directing one of them.
Yeah,
I
you
directed
did.
Patton a lot. I can't.
Here.
Wait, did you pick?
Yes. Second row. Yes, young lady.
Favorite Full Metal lines? Edward, if you lose, I'm gonna kick your ass!
Brings back memories. Not good ones, but they usually involve wrenches to the head. You know, there were so many great lines. It would be hard to pick one. There is a scene that I think they're even going to show. A lot of people ask me, did you cry when Nina died? And I said, you know what? Honestly, I didn't, because I hadn't yet really emotionally connected. It was still early in the series, so I was acting. But a few episodes after that, when the whole Bury the Chopper episode, the first series, where he takes Ed's arm off and he's chasing him around that meat factory, right? And I mean, Ed really thinks he's going to die. I am going to be killed here now. And then Al shows up and saves the day. And at the very end of that episode, Ed and Al are sitting on the steps while they're taking Bury the Chopper away. And Ed has this monologue about when he really thought he was going to die and he didn't have any hope anymore. And then Al showed up. And I was doing that monologue, and I found myself starting to tear up and really be emotional. And so from that point on, I was so in love with the show, because I found that it had really grabbed me and connected with me in a way that no other series that I had done to that point had. There were a lot of fun, short jokes, short lines, and a lot of short jokes and stuff, but that one particular scene, which I think we're even going to get to see, was the one that really grabbed me. So you want to do something now?
All right, so thank you everybody for your patience. We do have a few clips for you today, and thank you to Vicki Caitlin for taking questions. So this panel is just reversed. Do questions before and clips after. So we're going to just start with the opening from the FMA Brotherhood.
He's so cute.
Edward, did you just slap that little girl?
What's your favorite Full Metal song, Caitlin?
My favorite is Winry's closing.
Yay!
It's all the animation is all her, so it's from the first season. Motherland is the name of the song. That's what What's yours?
Well, it's not a theme, but I really love the Brothers song.
Yeah.
I believe you also did a little bit of a recording for that too.
Oh yeah, yes I did. Yeah, actually I did. Yeah.
He played. I came in one of your concerts once and sang the thing you played.
Yeah. Yeah, the Brothers theme is actually on one of my CDs, and I also did a really cool remix of it too, so it's kind of fun. But basically, it's just, how can I repay you, brother mine? How can I expect you to forgive? Clinging to the past, I shed our blood and shattered your chance to live. Okay, show them a video. We want to see your videos.
So this next video is actually a scene that Caitlin had chosen, and we'll roll the clip, and you guys will know exactly which scene was played. So, Light, get going.
My friend will.
Caitlin's pick.
Winry, let go of the gun.
I couldn't shoot.
I knew you couldn't. It's okay.
That man, he said he's the one who killed my mom and dad. He tried to kill you and Al too, Ed. But I couldn't. Why not?
Remember in Rush Valley, you delivered that baby. You saved 2 lives. And you gave me an arm and a leg to replace the ones I've lost. It's your hands. They weren't meant to kill. They're meant to give life. That's why. Caitlin was so awesome in that scene. Oh my
You're
gosh.
awesome. I remember back when the original Full Metal was airing on television and the mania was first beginning. Vic and I and Travis and maybe like Laura and Colleen, a lot of us were at Anime Next in New Jersey. And this is when like they were still showing it on TV and we would like go to our hotel room at the con to watch the episodes come out. And we were still recording too. So we're trying to keep fans from spoiling things for us if we wanted to experience them as we recorded them. And you know, the first series does not tell the story this way. Star is not responsible for killing Winry's parents. And a fan came up to me in the autograph line and said, I want to show you what really happened. Bam, and they open up like the Japanese manga. And I read it, and it's that scene, but like in Japanese. So they're explaining to me what's happening. And I'm like, what? That's so intense. Like Winry with a gun and all this stuff. And Ed Stops are like, wow, wouldn't it be cool to have recorded that? You know? And then fast forward, and so when I heard that Brotherhood was happening, we were doing it, and what Brotherhood meant, like following the manga more truly, I went, oh, that's gonna happen. So that whole scene just, like knowing that it was coming, like the whole time, because I also directed a number of episodes of Brotherhood, including that one. So, but not you, I didn't direct you in it. Everybody else. Everybody else but Ed. Anyway, it was rough. It was rough. It was so hard. And as McFarlane likes to tell people, like, when Winry's crying, Caitlin's crying. And it's true. It just kind of happens. I don't know what it is about this show. It's not difficult. You know, as actors, sometimes we have to look at the story we're telling and find things in our own life that we can apply to put towards the scenes to get the emotions to come out. Sometimes you just have to substitute. That's what it's called, substitution. There's none of that with Winry. I don't know what it is, the way she's animated or the music, or it just sort of happens. But there at the end, when she finally lets it all out, it feels almost like, even though it's been a number of years since she lost her parents, it's almost like she's never cried like that until then. Like she never let it all go until then. And it was rough. I left the studio just like totally.
I think that show did that to a lot of us. I mean, I felt the same way. I mean, a lot of people, they just really grabbed the people involved in it. It's something very, very special.
Yeah, so in Caitlin, I know you did mention the original series and kind of what happened as well. In our next clip was the clip that you chose, and Vic. It is from the original series, so we're going to be playing that next, and then we'll carry on the lights.
It'll take more than that to kill me, brother.
Hey, they're all in here! Don't move!
Brother, are you hurt?
I thought it was gonna kill me. I honestly thought I was gonna die. I was so scared. So scared.
Major Hughes was the one who realized the trick from this particular shot would bypass numerous inspection points. Thanks to him, we managed to get there in time. Afterwards, the case of Barry the Chopper became infamous, and it would be spoken of as its first distinguished achievement. But he will remember it differently. Brother, it turns out the Philosopher's Stone may very well be real. But all the clues we need to find it are off limits to everyone except State Alchemist. Since I no longer have a mortal shell, I can't feel the terror you felt, thinking you were going to die. I'm sure it must have been painful and lonely. I want my body back, brother. I want to be able to feel what you felt, to feel human again. If we find the Philosopher's Stone, I can have that. And we can repair what we've broken.
When I was certain that he was gonna kill me, my mind went blank, and I didn't have any hope anymore. The only thing I could do was scream my lungs out. I felt so helpless. I couldn't even bring myself to believe someone might save me. Then you showed up, Al. And I realized if we don't take care of each other, no one else will. So I'll do anything in my power to get our bodies back. Even if it means being a military slapdog. And we'll just have to hope our powers are good enough to help us rise above our own limits. Because we're not gods. We're humans. Tiny, insignificant humans. Who couldn't even save a little girl.
Onward.
I love that stupid show.
I guess without the original series, we wouldn't have had Brotherhood. So I mean, going back to the roots is always a great thing to do. It makes us all emotional. And even though the series have ended, like there's still a huge following, and everybody absolutely loves it. So you guys make it like that. So you guys bring them.
Well, you know, we've talked a lot about, I mean, as we do events, we talk to people that have become fans of Full Metal. You know, I've been telling people all the time, like, they should make a series that follows Ed and Winry's children.
Yes!
And you know what? Okay, here's the best idea ever. Ready? They've got a little boy and a little girl, like a little boy and a little girl. But the girl is the talented State Alchemist. Right? So now you've got like a strong female, strong girl character, hero type, and her little brother is kind of the nerdy, fix things, help out, build things. And I mean, I think that would be awesome. You could call it Full Metal Legacy.
Wow.
No, they're not going to do that.
He went there.
I think she's got one more clip.
Yes, we do have one more clip to show. So, I mean, spoiler warning if you guys haven't seen the end of Brotherhood.
You're about to!
Also, since we've had such problems with this one, it's a little more like so I think you guys understand.
No crying on this clip. That's for sure.
Make sure to oil it every day. Dry it off immediately when you get out of the tub.
Fine.
Are you not listening?
Yeah.
Ah, there's your train. Knowing you're probably going to break it within a month and have to come home for maintenance.
Yeah. You're probably right.
Well, whenever that does happen, just call me to make an appointment.
Sure. An appointment?
What's wrong?
Listen, Winry.
Well, what? Just come out and say it.
Equivalent exchange! I'll give half of my life to you if you give half of yours to me!
Come on. You have to treat everything like alchemy? The whole equivalent exchange thing is just nonsense.
What'd you say?
It's nonsense. How about I just give you my whole life? Maybe not all of it. 90, maybe 80%. 7. That's not enough. But 85. Yeah, 85 is a good number. What? Shut up.
I'm sorry, really.
Edward.
You are so incredible. You knocked equivalent exchange flat on its butt in just a few words.
And what's that mean? Are you making fun of me?
Not at all. Thanks for cheering me up. I'll miss you. Goodbye. For now.
Come home soon. Oh, so I see Edward's doing some traveling as well. Why can't those boys just settle down for a while? It's good for them to keep moving. Men who just sit around doing nothing are boring.
There's no such thing as a painless lesson. They just don't exist. Sacrifices are necessary. You can't gain anything without losing something first. Although, if you can endure that pain and walk away from it, you'll find that you now have a heart strong enough to overcome any obstacle. Yeah, a heart made full metal. My
One thing I'd like to point out about that clip is Ed is
He's huge. Did you see that? He was gigantic.
Yeah, people always ask, and I'm sure somebody here had the question, and we just didn't call on you. Do we have preference of the original Full Metal over Brotherhood? And it's really hard to say, because to me it's all this big, wonderful, amazing thing that I was so blessed to be a part of. But I'm slightly more biased towards Brotherhood simply because more time passes. Like, you get to see more growth, like, through all of the characters. And for Winry, like, she has that scene where she's watching Ed, like, run away, and she goes, when did his shoulders get so broad? And she's realizing that he's growing and, like, becoming a man. And I really like that about Brotherhood.
You know, the entire time that we were recording the first series, people would always come up at conventions, and they would say, I love Full Metal Alchemist so much. Have you read the manga? And I would be like, no, I haven't. And they're like, oh, it's so awesome. The manga is so great. So even when we were doing the first series, I had heard that the manga was really, really good. So then when the series ended, and we didn't expect there was going to be any more Full Metal Alchemist, and then when we heard that they were doing this other one called Brotherhood, I was kind of nervous. You know, I was like, oh no, what if they mess it up? You know? I mean, how many times have we seen sequels to movies and anime series that just, you know what I mean? They just kind of fall flat, and they kind of lose something from the original. Well, yeah, so I was kind of worried about that. But then when I heard that Brotherhood was going to follow the manga, I thought, well, that's a good sign. Because we've been hearing all this time how wonderful the manga story was. So we knew it was going to be a good story. I have a very, very special place in my heart for the original, the first series. Because that was where I met all of these characters. That was what brought me into the world in the first place. So even though Brotherhood is a darker, more intense story, and like Caitlin said, you see so much growth and it happens over a longer period of time, those are good reasons to love Brotherhood. And I do. But there will always be a very, very special place in my heart for the original, because that was where I first got to meet Ed and Al and Winry, all of the characters. So.
And then, I guess on that note, thank you so much, too, for coming out. I think we had a good time at this panel. Are we correct?
And you guys, check your schedules, all right? Because we're here all weekend. I've got a Q&A session tomorrow afternoon, and autographs, and please check on Caitlin's stuff. We want to see you guys. We want to see as much of you as possible.
I'm about to go sign in 30 minutes. I'll be in the signing area. And we also have time set up to take like professional photos with you guys. I don't know if you knew. I was just sitting there. This was me playing on DS. Nobody? Alright, I'm gonna go. So all of us have a time set up. So please come and visit us and get a nice, pretty, shiny picture. They print it for you right there. We'll sign it. So yeah.
Check your schedules and come to the autograph sessions and Q&A sessions tomorrow. And thank you guys for being here at Revolution. We love you.